When I was a brand new music education student, I was the worst at this problem. I would talk forever, I would explain everything, and then my students wouldn't have time to sing or play, and they'd be frustrated because they had learned a lot or they had watched a lot, and they weren't getting any better because I didn't make them do anything. Then Dr. Abercrombie told me, have them do it. Now I understood why I needed to talk less, so I had time to have them do it. So first I would talk a lot, and then I would make sure to leave time for them to do it. And then I would tell them what they had done wrong and rinse and repeat, but we still didn't have very many times to do it. Now I don't talk. I always try to tell all the secrets, but you can't tell them all at once. You have to have people explore stuff. So instead of, here are all the secrets, I'm content to let them be quiet secrets that I want to get you to discover. And now I make them do stuff a lot. My favorite way to do this is, let's climb a mountain. We're going to repeat this task starting with very simple. All right, can you play G with this finger and F sharp with that finger? I bet you can. Can you play G with this finger and F sharp with that finger on one bow? Bet you can. Can you play G with this finger, F sharp with that finger on one bow, and say 4, 1 while you do it? And we make it a little harder at a time. We're going to climb this mountain, and the goal is to succeed at every step if you can without becoming bored or frustrated. If you get bored, you have too little challenge. If you're frustrated, you have too much challenge. And if you do either one of those things, then you kind of say, this is dumb, you throw up your hands, and you stop doing the learning task. So those two sort of brain feelings, I call them, the feelings of boredom and frustration, those two feelings get in the way of doing the task because they cause you to disengage. You keep engaging, you recognize a little boredom or a little frustration, and if you're bored, you make the next task a little harder. If you're frustrated, you make the next task a little easier. But in general, by doing this and repeating the task, we climb up a mountain. By the time you get to the top, you could never have dreamed this morning that you'd be able to do that, but now you can. So every time we have a new task, I tell them just enough to do the new task. I don't want to explain anything that they're not about to use. And guess what? People love doing stuff. Of course, they love learning. I've always known that. But they also love doing stuff, and they love doing it a lot more than they love listening. So when you have a new task, you walk them up one step at a time up that mountain, and a skilled teacher knows how to make it just a tiny bit harder. We're always playing with the cognitive load that the person can handle, and we're always making it the next thing that I think you can achieve. I believe you can do this. I believe you can do that. And every time somebody gets that message, by the way, it feels good. Somebody's sitting in this room with me believing I can do stuff. And of course, if this teacher is skilled, then most of the time, the student who is engaged and works hard and has their particular challenges and their particular gifts, most of the time, the teacher has suggested a prompt that student really can do. And so, of course, they experience success because they experience someone believing in them, and then they prove that teacher right. That's a great cycle to repeat, and it feels really good. So we not only build a skill set, but we also build a person, and we build this person up to someone who can do many things, and not only who can already do many things, but who believes in their ability to do hard things. And then the teacher steps back, and the student has found more and more of their intelligence. And that is part of why music makes people smart.